Alright. What's up, everybody? We are here with the weekly EU number 169 finals. It's HEROMARINE in the bottom right side, representing Mousesports since he was about 13 years old in Germany. The young lad himself. HEROMARINE, one of our favorite Terran streamers, a prolific content creator, up against, of course, Berlin International Gaming's a fellow German player. One of the best Protoss players in Europe. MaxPack's constantly trying to take that title from him. But they do go back and forth. This is Showtime. Oh, what's this, guys? Looks like he's changed teams to something called Stormgate. Obviously, some of the pro players in a Stormgate clan. Just, they're advertising for their future hopes for Stormgate to kick off as a new big RTS. Bit of a joke there, but obviously is still repping his team as well. He's going to be going Cybercore before Nexus here on Babylon. Babylon's a really good map for Terran, I find. Got some nice short rush distance, hard to cover all the angles, and some good dead space around the back for drops as well. Command Center gets delayed a few seconds by the probe harass. Nothing to write home about, though, and HEROMARINE with 0 scouting. He's just going to scout with the Reaper and play a very conservative, straight-up style of StarCraft. Curious to see if it's an Adept or a Stalker that comes out first to block this. Oh, wait, that's Reaper straight into Reactor? Oh me, oh my. Okay, don't see that every day. That's going to delay the factory a lot, which usually means 3 racks. Reaper Reactor usually means 3 racks, but no second or third command center. He's going 3cc, guys. Oh my, he'd pulled off gas a little bit to maximize his mineral mining. So he only got 100 gas, then pulled off. Starts his third command center. Very greedy build order for HEROMARINE. Oh, here we go. Reaper's trying to dance back and forth. Adept's being annoying, but Reaper's being more annoying. Does take 2 hits? No, only 1. He's going to sacrifice the Reaper potentially to get a scout. He'll see if he can get out, but with the second Adept being chrono boosted as well, I don't really see him getting out of this base. Yeah, no, he's dead. And there we go. All right, the Adepts are going to go across the map for a bit of pressure. The Stargate is something that Showtime likes to do every single game. And third command center is meant to be very, very effective versus that because they just, as long as you guard yourself from the harassment, you don't take damage to the Oracle or Phoenix. Like, they can't really do anything. Oracle into like 3 or 4 gate blink doesn't hit quite as hard as the version with the Warp Prism warping in on the front as well. So you can kind of just get away with it. And then, you know, clashing with big armies is when Stargate units are just not very effective. The double Adepts come in. Showtime already gets 2 Marines and a Reaper. He hasn't lost a single unit yet. You got to watch out, man. Showtime looked really crisp in his PvT versus Beyond and actually was poised to win that series. I can't remember exactly what happened in Pigfest. I just remember they were having a really good series and it looked like Showtime was going to win. And then I think Beyond snatched it away from him at the last second. I can't quite remember, but something nasty happened to him. He got kind of caught out. It was one of those ones that you felt good for Beyond, but you also felt a bit bittersweet for Showtime because it felt like he had victory with in his grasp. And always sucks when it's that close and you know the player feels that real visceral pain where they're like, oh man, I should not have let this one slip away. Okay, Adept Oracle coming in, but there's enough Marines. I don't think you can engage that. But the Oracle says, well, if I pin your Marines in the natural, you can't defend your main. I'll just split on up. Oracle gets 1, 2, 3 SCVs, gets out. Oh, 4 SCVs. That's sick damage, man. Oh, I wouldn't shade these guys in though. Hey, Adept for an SCV is not too bad. Extra gateways are on the way. Is there a Twilight Council yet? No. Oh, he's going third Nexus. I forgot Showtime is so greedy, but he defends so well with just Oracles and gateway units that he gets away with it. Oh man, this damage is out of this world, guys. That Oracle gets a bunch of Marine kills and even 1 more. And yeah, you've got 3 barracks, but it's 3 barracks after third command center, so there's no real good timing for HEROMARINE here. And at this point, he's feeling kind of bad that he didn't invest in missile turrets. Normally, I don't like missile turrets as an option, but in this game, I guess maybe that or a bunker. Anything to just help stave off the advance of Showtime. But chronoing those Adepts really paid off. And now going up into 5-gate Robo Twilight. And this is the point in the game where I look at it and I say, Showtime, how do you possibly play like this? And he says, well, dude, I saw the third command center really early, so of course I'm going to delay my Twilight, my Forge. For me, I'm like, doesn't it feel uncomfortable? You've got no charge, no Colossus. You've got 2 sentries, 1 Adept, 2 Oracles. And he says, look, I know when my opponent can push. I will see the moment they move out, and I can warp in gateway units and shield batteries to defend. If he pushes out and does a little shove here with Stim, we'll respond. Let's go to Showtime's camera, guys. He sees it. He knows the move out's coming. He knows it's real. He's already got a shield battery going up on that third. None in his natural. He starts it now. He's making another sentry. He doesn't really have much firepower, though. He's going to make Adepts. Adepts and Sentries will be the order of the day. Looks like he just lost a probe in the middle of the map. His Oracles get 7 workers. Dude, Hero Marine's economy is just slaughtered. He basically needs to do massive damage with these Marines, and with a battery and Guardian Shield available, I don't think he can do that much. Stim and Shields just ain't good enough. We've now got Charge and +1 attack on the way, not to mention the Robo Bay is finishing, and that is 60 workers. This is game over. This has just been Showtime start to finish, doing exactly what he wants with Hero Marine. And I gotta feel kind of bad for Hero Marine. It's a rough start to the series. It's one where he's gonna need to show that famous, concrete mentality. Which I think a lot of people would argue that if they listen to Hero Marine's words, he's got a fragile mentality, he's a whiner. Oh, he's always just talking down on his opponents, he has no respect, he's not humble enough. But when you look at the way he plays, he does bounce back, and over the years he's gotten better and better at it. He bounces back from bad situations, and he can be, terribly upset with himself and how bad he played, or a mistake he made, or how his opponent got away with a gamble, and then he'll still bounce back and play an excellent game right afterwards. So I don't think this is the Hero Marine from maybe 5 years ago that would give up a bit easier. This is the modern Hero Marine. This is a turgid, solid man, and he's just going to keep on playing, no matter what. As the Zealots come in, we've got Charge almost ready. Looks like 8 Zealot Backstab getting ready. Second Colossus tries to start, but ooh, big supply block here. Showtime definitely should be building a lot more pylons right now. He's going out to try and take a 4th base. Just building like 1 pylon at a time. He's got 2 Phoenix. Yeah, he goes for these delayed Phoenix pretty often. Oh, okay. Oracle does go down, but nice tag so we can track where this medevacs are. He's got his Zealots there. Looks like they tried to go in. The Bio stimmed and he just backed off. The Bio's kind of hunting for him, but they miss each other right now. Okay, that's interesting. Observer is like, hey, where'd your army go? Ooh, just barely outside of turret vision there. These Zealots barely outside of Bio vision. He's trying to vacuum the map right now. Hero Marine going back line by line, trying to find. He's like, dude, I swear I dropped a whole bunch of breadcrumbs around here. So there's a bunch of dirty Zealot bread. Where'd they go? He's like looking through the carpet. He's like, man, my wife's going to be mad at me if I don't clean this one up. I got to... Oh, there it is. He finds it. The vacuum cleaner comes in. You better recall quick, Showtime. Oh, he's going to lose most of those. Yeah, only gets 3 Zealots out. So very good cleanup there by Hero Marine. 6-month resub. Thank you very much for that there in the chat. Sorry, guys. I'm on autopilot here. Normally do those shoutouts between the games. Second Robo's coming in. Yeah, Showtime is much quicker to go second Robo than MaxPax. MaxPax will never go a second Robo before 10 minutes. Showtime is much more of a Robo king. I prefer Showtime style of play. I know I would argue MaxPax is better if you've got Hero or MaxPax levels of control, but Showtime prefers to have the power of the balls backing him up. And he wants as many of those as possible. So Double Forge now going for the 2-1 upgrades. He's going to get ahead on the upgrades, and he'll start pumping Disruptors 2 at a time in the near future. 4th Nexus is up for him, 76 workers. Does he have Blink? He doesn't have Blink. This is a huge mistake, guys. He's only got 5 Phoenix versus 4 Vikings, and there's 4 Vikings building at a time. He needs Blink to have started yesterday. Showtime is messing up really bad. If he doesn't start that, he also needs a Templar Archives to spend that gas bank. He's making Stalkers, but he's forgotten Blink. You need Blink so you can try to quickly focus the Vikings down and really dance with them. There is no way you should be going Dark Shrine before Blink. I think he thinks he's got it, because the fact that he's warping in Stalkers now, he knows that soon enough his Phoenix aren't going to be able to contest the skies. They're going to get demolished by the superior Viking count. But the fact that he doesn't have that is going to make this very difficult. He's swapping into Disruptors, which of course means it's not that important to deal with the Vikings, but right now, when he's only got 3 Disruptors, those 3 Colossus are the anchor to his army. He needs them to be protected against the Vikings. 2 Marines randomly attacking the south side. We've got cannons and batteries spread all across these bases, which does make his position much more solid. The Disruptors being very patient. I like that choice for Showtime. He's also got some good force fields there. Throws another Disruptor shot out. Oh, Hero Marine just runs a few Marines and Marauders forward. Almost gets one of those Disruptors that hadn't even fired yet. 5th base starts on the top of the map. Showtime will not let his economy be slowed down, but he still hasn't started Blink, and he's on 13 Stalkers. It's a huge mistake, guys. He's going to realize now, as he's no doubt trying to use that ability to reposition. Throws 2 Disruptor shots out. Oh no, his Disruptors are kind of separated from his army. Oh my god, that one completely whiffs. Battery overcharge is good. The Stalkers are trying to focus the units down, but the Disruptors are doing nothing except forcing Hero Marine to spread his units out. And I think that's going to be a very good fight for HEROMARINE. As the Colossus fall, it's just a bunch of gateway units. They do have a single upgrade advantage. The Disruptor's coming off cooldown. One or two big Disruptor shots could change everything. Oh, he hits 2 Zealots. Doesn't land on the bio at all. And HEROMARINE is going to push through. Showtime with no blink. The Stalkers really not being worth their weight at all, and a little too slow to start building the Disruptors, and then separating the Disruptors from his army was a crucial mistake. HEROMARINE fights back from a horrendous game 1, and if there's one big weakness to Showtime, it's his ability to let those leads slip away in the recent PvTs. Bad luck for Showtime. Well played by Big Gabe. Alright guys, let's go into game 2. HEROMARINE. Dude, what the hell? You were not meant to win that game, man. And yet he's like, lol, just did it. Just nice Viking timing, why not? His opponent in the top right, Showtime. You know, he got supply blocked on the second Colossus. He also didn't use his second Robo despite chrono boosting it. So I think he was like a full Disruptor behind. It's a frustrating thing to watch when a player plays that defensive for so long, doesn't have any sort of like vicious counterattack timing, and I don't know, man. Yes, he lost a lot of Zealots in the bottom side, like 5 Zealots for free or whatever it was, but it shouldn't be the outcome of the game based off that. I gotta say, you know, where was the Zealot Archon and the ability to just be out there, going up front and jumping on the enemy army potentially? That's what a Max Pax or Hero would have done. Or, if you are gonna go double Robo, yeah, you've really just got to be very cautious about the Vikings, man. Those Vikings just so dangerous. You gotta pump your Disruptors so that you're diversifying your splash damage away from being so Colossus reliant. And you've got to use good blink micro to kind of punish those Vikings for probing and poking too far forward. But that all relies on blink. And we can see that if you just keep building Phoenix after 2 Oracles, after triple Colossus, into double Robo Disruptor and ETs, you are actually spending a lot of tech and gas on things that don't help you defend. And a bit of an unfortunate loss for Showtime, who really was so well set up from the early game. It was a flawless early game, and when you can't convert off an early game like that, it kind of reminds me of like the early days of a pro player when they're starting to get good, and we go, well, they have no chance. But then they have an opening like that versus Maru, and you're like, oh my god, they're actually like ahead versus Maru, and then they just kind of slip up and die to a big push, and you're like, oh, that really shouldn't have happened from there. But you know what? The fact that they had a good early game, it's promising. For a guy like Showtime who's already well established, I think it's incredibly frustrating because he knows that he's like, no, I'm past that point in my career, man. I'm not meant to let games like that slip away. Factory's on the way. Adept's building right now. Oh, no second gas. Okay, HEROMARINE's going for the old Reaper Marine reactor into second barracks factory build. So this is probably going to be even... He gets second gas now as well. Some very big pushes you can do off this setup. Some really big pushes. You guys know my 2-racks factory, the siege tank kind of marine push. 7-minute 30 comes off this, but you can also hit with a very quick marine tank push at about 5 minutes if you go for like even a bunker push with it to kill the Protoss third. Stargate is coming up though, so we'll see. Do we see like a 2 Cyclone push or something to counter the Stargate? Showtime plays Stargate pretty much every game, so HEROMARINE might be like, hey, let's just pull out a big scary timing. Let's just go for, you know, a ton of Marines. Don't even build an add-on on this barracks and just go, go, go. But with the 3rd barracks going down, looks like he'll build 1 Cyclone, and then he'll swap this barracks onto the tech lab, and he'll just go for a lot of bio. So essentially it's Cyclone to help defend the Stargate units into big 3-racks push. He could obviously macro off it. It doesn't have to be an all-in or anything like that, but he could even swap the factory off, build another tech lab, and push with, say, 1 siege tank and just a ton of Marines and Marauders. No medevacs, no engineering bay upgrades. You know what? What did we see in that last game? Oracles, gateways, and nothing else for Showtime. And that's often his situation. Not only when he scouts 3 command center, does he just have like a couple Oracles, a couple of Adepts, and he just tries to get 60 workers, and the Robotech, the Forge, the Twilight, all very delayed because Showtime is an economy-focused Protoss player. Oh, the Marines aren't focus firing. Huge misplays for HEROMARINE, but it does bait the Oracle in. Maybe he can take care of these units. Nice Oracle movement, breaks the lock on. That was pretty bad micro for HEROMARINE. He should have been able to shut down those Adepts a little bit harder. But battery does have to go down at home. Showtime does already have a 2nd gateway, and he's going to start building Phoenixes as well. Delaying his 3rd base right now to make Phoenix and a shield battery and a 3rd gateway. Now he's already on 4 gas, which means I think he should cancel that gateway and make a Robo instead, personally. I feel like if you're going 4 gas 2 base, you really need to get your Colossus tech started sooner rather than later. And the Robo does start up in that natural. Reaper goes past. Unfortunately, if HEROMARINE didn't notice the probe, or he could have killed it. And behind it, Engineering Bay's on the way, Starport's on the way. HEROMARINE's going to be getting into a much more normal setup. None of those crazy pushes that we talked about. He's like, nah, upgrades, medevacs, play it out from there. Oi, get back here, mate. You can't leave. Whoa, that's a way to go down, isn't it? Reaper lifted up by the Phoenix like it's going up to the Angels, and then indeed sent to the Angels. Right afterwards by those Stalker shots. 3 gates, a Robo. It's going to be a while till the Colossus is here. I really worry about Showtime's ability to hold off this push, but I've said that many times in the past with Showtime, and oh, he doesn't see the army move out. Isn't this just Ancient Cistern in a nutshell, guys? Not seeing the move out. Luckily for him, I don't know if it's committed. Oh, it is. It is committed. Oh, man. The Oracle's going to dive in. Oh, he didn't kill the SCV building the missile turret. He's going to have to back up. He has no idea about this push. Robobay and Twilight will not be ready in time. That 3rd base is easily going to get taken out. The question is, can HEROMARINE get in the natural and do even more? And I think the answer is yes. Showtime seems to be aware. Oh, army slipped by me. Uh-oh. Oh, he's going to come in from behind. That's cute. At least this kind of lures the bio away from his base. He does get a stim, but the Nexus gets cancelled. Pylon goes down. He's supply blocked. Showtime might be dead. Battery overcharge goes down. Actually, probably too early here. Oh. 3rd CC hasn't started. A probe walks into the base. Showtime says, hey, where's your 3rd base, buddy? And HEROMARINE's like, what the hell are you doing here, dude? Does take that one out. Showtime stuck on 2 base making Colossus and Zealots. But HEROMARINE doesn't seem to have that 3rd CC building, which is a little bizarre to me that he is not prioritizing starting that. He's just saying, no, I want 100% unit production. So I think HEROMARINE's whole thing here is his read is it's Showtime. He loves economy. I know he's going to take a 3rd, even if he can't really defend it. So I'm just going to keep pumping units so I have the opportunity. If I get one more cancel on his 3rd base, it's going to be game over. Oh, he sets off the stasis, but he picks up the Marine as it's going off so it doesn't get frozen. Beautiful micro by HEROMARINE. He's going to try to come in. There is another stasis trap there. Oh, he scans and takes it down. There is a Colossus out. Showtime will be able to defend for now. He's got a 3rd base going down on the right side. Observer sees the rotation of the army. He's got to get down there. He's got a couple force fields available to him. And with the Colossus, I think that's enough. Definitely needs a battery on this base and does start that one up as well. 3rd Command Center started up behind this. HEROMARINE may have kept committing to unit production really hard, but he hasn't actually had any benefits from it yet. And the Oracle's an Observer keeping track of his army is huge because this is the point where I feel if a double drop hits the main, Showtime dies. But if he just attacks the front, Showtime can defend with force fields. HEROMARINE getting a little bit of a stiffy. Tries to click it in there. Oh my god, he just goes after the Colossus. A crazy move, but for some reason, the force fields just weren't there. I don't know where the force fields were for Showtime. And he's going to tap out. GG, well played. We're going to watch that last fight. I'm sorry. Didn't he have like 4 force fields available? Let's check this. I think some of them might have been just barely short of energy. Did he panic Guardian Shield in that fight? I really feel like when you're very low on Sentry energy, guys, and you're in this situation, you need force fields. Guardian Shield's a massive waste of energy. And it's good. Force fields are the most important. He goes 2 force fields that they kind of do the same thing. And he's still got 1 force field left. And then 2 that are about to tick over in like 3-4 seconds. Yeah, no, that was a huge miss micro. Huge miss micro. With those 3 force fields, he could have split the whole army and actually held that off. That was a crazy move for HEROMARINE, and I think it just shocked Showtime and caught him off guard. Alright guys, let's go game number 3, and I'm starting to doubt the people that recommended this series to me, guys. They said this was a really fun series. I'm assuming we get at least 4 games. I'm assuming, because I'm assuming Showtime's gonna win at least 1. He looked so dominating, and then flopped game 1. Game 2, I think, was just a very good build order for HEROMARINE. That's kind of tough to deal with the way Showtime was playing, and that's kind of unfortunate. I do really think he needed to go Robo and Colossus earlier, and then he would have been okay, but he just misread what was going on in that game, I think. Didn't quite realize what he was up against, and did not expect such a quick 2nd and 3rd barracks. Showtime now needs to win 3 games in a row. An almost impossible feat to get it done. He's going to need to be as wise as this Protoss with this big mustache, man. He needs to be the mustachioed Protoss legend who can figure out some genius way to win this game. Looks like he did probe harass, by the way. Sorry, I wasn't actually watching that because I'm an idiot. I can check how much he delayed the command center, though. That started at 1 minute 46. So he delayed it by a couple seconds. Not too bad. And it is Reaper Marine Factory into second gas. Bit more of a standard build for HEROMARINE. He'll be following up with a starport. We'll see how he goes. Reaper's going to jump up forwards. Demour not opting for the wall at the ledge. I feel like the ledges where the Reaper... Oh, that was sick! Sick positioning on that Adept, actually popping out to block the Reaper from pulling back. HEROMARINE knew the Adept was going to pop and pulled it back. Unfortunately, not able to get the shade on top. Here, but still, very, very cool that he just popped that Adept out there as the Reaper tried to turn back and almost got the kill. Yeah, Showtime not opting for the wall off over here. Players just aren't doing it. It's too easy for Terran to move over and snipe your Gateway and your Cybercore. So I really like that Protoss players have moved away from that. Even over here, having a lot of tech over here, I actually don't like. I much prefer having more of my tech in this area these days. So I just feel this whole area gets dropped repeatedly, and I don't like important tech to be there. Showtime's so good with his vision, though. I don't think he's too worried about that. All right, Adept's going to come forward. We've got a Cyclone on the way. Now, that is a starport in the back. I wonder what he's going to do with that. Because he's going Marine Cyclone. He's not going to build a Liberator, is he? Where's that rally point to? Just to the bunker? He's just going to go Raven, right? Yeah, Tech Lab starts up. Interesting. He could go Banshee, actually. Why would he hide it in the back? And it's obviously denying scouting, making it like so it's harder for the Oracle to see the tech. And then he's like, is it second barracks back there? Is there a starport? I don't know. But for me, this really foreshadows Cloaked Banshees. That's the first thing I'm thinking of when I think of that being hidden so far in the back. Oracle's going to come forward. There's already one Cyclone out, second Cyclone on the way. The Cyclone and the Marines go out front of the base. He's going to catch the Adepts. Gets one of them. The second Adept will take some damage, but it looks like it should be getting home pretty free. Oh, it takes... Oh my god, it almost dies. Wow. Okay, very nice. Now, the Oracle did not see the starport. He sees the second barracks timing. That could be a third barracks, but it is just a Raven coming up behind that. This time around, we can see the Robo does start a little quicker. So it is going to be 2-gate Robo off of the double Oracle opening. The double Oracles are getting ready to go in. I do love the way he uses those double Oracles, and a single Cyclone is looking like fresh meat to the slaughter, but they come in on the wrong angle. They're going to have to run away from that. They've already started choosing to attack the SCVs instead. But 3 SCVs, get in, get out is always a good way to do it. Raven! Oh, the Raven maintains the vision! And recall is not quick enough. He saves one of those Oracles, but only after losing the other one. So, yeah, he got some SCVs. He saw the Raven as well, which is nice. Third Nexus is on the way. 3 more gateways coming down. 5 gateways? Already. That seems a little early. But I think Showtime likes the gateways. So let me explain his gateway count. Being a little high, it gives him flexibility. So not only can he warp in units nonstop if there is a move out now, he can just not use those gateways and be like, well, I'll need them later anyway. And that's okay. You know, I can focus on nonstop probing, charge, Colossus. We're going to do that as default. But if I see any big sign of aggression from my opponent and feel I need to react, that's when I'm going to change up the plan and constantly warping off these gateways, right? For now, he's just trying to get the important pieces that he builds every game, but he's giving himself that flexibility to react if the Terran pushes out earlier than expected. If you stay very low on gateways and they surprise you with a push, there's just not that much you can do about it. Like, you don't have the production to reactively build a lot. So a very nice play for him. He's building Phoenix one at a time as well, just to have some anti-air, but a very quick charge. And he's actually going Disruptor, not Colossus. Interesting. Oh, the Oracle tried to fly over the pillar to break the lock on, not able to get there in time. And with that, your map vision is dead. Showtime does not have a lot of vision. He's got a great economy. Actually, yeah, this is kind of wild, man. He's lost more units than his opponent. He's lost 2 Oracles and an Adept for 3 SCVs and a Reaper. And yet, he's got such a sick economy. I guess the army coming is going to kill him, though. Showtime needs to play sneaky nuts, guys. Showtime is a very German man. He's tall, he's strong, he's handsome. The man can do a lot of push-ups and stuff like that. He's not your typical nerd, but right now he needs to dig into his is Australian side. I don't know if he's got one or not, but he needs to sneak some balls onto his opponent's face. He needs to ruin some family photos. I don't think if HEROMARINE knows it's coming, I just don't think he can defend this attack. It's such a big army coming in for the Terran. Lots of Marines and Marauders. He does have charge and a battery, which helps out. But man, that's a lot of bio. And the interference matrix comes out. Good force field. Good force field, splitting the army. The Widowmine does a fair bit of friendly fire. Actually, a pretty good first hold so far. There's still one interference matrix ready. And I do feel like a double drop in the main could ruin his day. Like, I still feel like Showtime is defending with not the most mobile army. He's apparently decided Colossus are just not going to be what he wants to use in this series. They lost him game one, losing to those Vikings. And he said, screw that. Let's build Disruptors. Disruptors are always somewhat useful. Gets a Widowmine, a few Marines and Marauders. The Phoenix also spot this coming in towards the main. If he has a Zealot Warp in, he might be able to deal with it. Ooh, at the third base, those Zealots get separated. But HEROMARINE runs away. HEROMARINE surprisingly runs away. The Phoenix and the Zealots are trying to scramble to defend over here. I think it's enough for Showtime to defend in the main. He's going to shut that drop down. He's going to drop in the back of the natural. The Disruptor's going to come forward. Can he get a good shot? A lot of probes are starting to fall right now. 6 SCVs went down to God knows what. I think it was a few Zealots running in. And HEROMARINE has not fixed his mining just yet. But dude, he's getting so much damage. Raven comes in. Double auto turret gets 4 more probes. He's got a double drop there as well. But I think it's time for HEROMARINE to scramble home. He's going to try to unload at the front. But those Phoenix are like, dude, no way. Oh, Widowmine does take out one of the Phoenix. HEROMARINE's going to take out a second Phoenix. But he's going to lose all of those units, and that was a very good hold for Showtime. The Phoenix in pairs on the right side of the map. He had 4 Phoenix split into 2 pairs. Intercepting that drop was massive. And look at that, he finds the Raven hidden in the corner. Great instincts there. If he also catches this Widowmine drop, it should be in the bag for Showtime. This is a very good stabilization for him. The ability to just hang on there, very nice. He's going into Colossus now. And you might think, well, he doesn't have any anti-air for Phoenix. Like, he doesn't have any stalkers. Why would he do that? But you got to realize, HEROMARINE's seen nothing but disruptors from him. He has no reason to build Vikings. So you can hold off on building that support for the Colossus until after you've got a few of them out in this scenario. The Widowmine drop coming in could get ruined. For Phoenix, it's enough lifts to deal with all of them. Even spreads the Phoenix out to make sure he can see it. Does Showtime react quickly enough? No! Oh my god, he sees the army on the left and he pulls the Phoenix away. You could tell he was looking at the left side of the map as the drop came into vision. Oh no! Because he built a cannon here, so he's not worried about this anymore. He's like, I've got a cannon finishing in my main. That's not a weak point. Oh man, 10 probes go down in the natural. And the Widowmine push will go past. Disruptor! Whoa! Disruptor does land a big boom boom. Showtime still not pulling his probes away. Oh, another 4 probes do go down. But it looks like the Widowmine in the main goes down. That Widowmine isn't actually deep enough to fire on anything. And it looks like Showtime will still chase him back. He's got a big supply advantage, but it's all in army. This is where Showtime needs to show some killer instinct. He's got Viagra on the way. It's past halfway done. +2 attack. But I'd like to see... Templar Archives, I would say. Maybe not a Templar Archives, more Gateways probably. Essentially, he's just got to go to a push right now. The natural doesn't have a wall off. It's wide open. There's no Vikings. There's 2 Colossus out here. And I think he's going to be doing really well. The Phoenix coming in from that left side, going to go after those SCVs on that base. The extended thermal lance might not be ready, but I think it's go timing anyway. Showtime is one of these players who always likes to wait for his upgrades. He's very cautious. Some would say that's technical efficiency. I would say it also does lack a little bit of killer instinct, but HEROMARINE stumbles into his disruptors. It's funny, as Showtime just force fielded away the smaller army. I like that. HEROMARINE's like, yeah, get some! Charges at a much better army than his. Showtime force fields and runs away. He can A-move this army and win the game right now. He's got 14 Zealots versus 13 Marauders, plus the Colossus in the back. But Showtime, I think, is very used to be playing with the smaller army on the defense with the economy advantage. So he actually backs away from a winning position. And that is, it's the one weakness of being such a proper player. Showtime always waits for the upgrades to time over. He's like, give me +2, give me the extra piece of tech, let me win in the way that I like to win. He likes repeatability. So he's very, you know, unlike Dark or Rainer, who's they spot a pattern and they go, I think I can kill him. And they just go for it, even though it's unfamiliar. Showtime, he's like, nah, I will go for the thing that I've practiced 100,000 times. That's what I always want to be using. And I mean, it served him well over his career. Let's see if he can finish this game off. He's chasing the army, but good pullback there. Zealot's coming on the left side. He's got to focus the SCVs. And that Zealot will be able to take out one before it goes down. Nice bunker placement with a depot to limit the surface area. If you can fully surround a bunker on the base, then that's brilliant. It makes it really hard. If you leave a single opening, so the Zealots still think they can attack it, and they'll still derp out trying to get at it, that's the ideal way of pulling it off. Scan goes down. How many observers have died this game? None, because he hasn't built more than one. He's only built one observer all game. Showtime. He's got pylons, probes out there on the map. And he's still at 6 gateways right now. Second Forge, second Robo, no blink. Man. Okay, maybe it wasn't a mistake. I was saying 100% it's a mistake when he started warping in Stalkers. But he's got 14 Stalkers with no blink in this game as well. So I still think it's a mistake strategically, but it's a purposeful choice to make this mistake. He doesn't think it's a mistake. I do. There would be our differing of opinion on this one. I think at my skill level, it makes sense to not get blink because I'm not going to use it that well. But for someone of Showtime's caliber, he definitely could make use of that upgrade. HEROMARINE's trying to stretch him out and find an opening by attacking on both sides. And man, it feels like HEROMARINE was so dead a few minutes ago. And look at the supply now. Even workers. This definitely paints a picture of Showtime lacking that killer instinct in this game. He's going to need that if he wants to bring this back and win 3 games in a row. I don't think you can do it just sitting back and defending, because this gives your opponent so many chances to recover. You got to get that dog in you. You got to go out there and fight, man. Showtime still got a decent army, but with the Colossus being so countered by the Vikings, it's all about the disruptors. He's got 6 disruptors right now. Oh man, the Colossus are getting hammered. But the disruptors, oh, good spreadies from HEROMARINE so far. He's coming in with some Marauders on the right side as well. Battery Overcharge is doing the work. The balls! The balls! Big one lands. A big one lands. One more does force HEROMARINE back. HEROMARINE is quite stimmed, but man, there's not many Zealots left right now. The Battery Overcharge not enough to keep that Immortal alive. One Colossus is somehow still standing strong. All hail the Battery Overcharge. Phoenix coming forwards to pick up these Marauders, making it difficult for HEROMARINE to retreat. And oh, he's out of stim. A Disruptor even lands on the retreating Marauders. Very nicely played by Showtime. He does hold off the advance. Potentially not the right moment for HEROMARINE to attack. His 3-2 upgrades will be kicking in the near future, but Showtime's catching up. He's got Blink now finally on the way. Really good defense by Showtime. I think just a very nice spread of his Disruptor shots. And it seems like he did take down most of the Vikings with those non-Blink Stalkers nonetheless. A bit of a reset here. We've got to point out something I should have mentioned. That was kind of an all-in. HEROMARINE has great tech and upgrades in production, but this 4th base is very late. Yeah, Showtime doesn't have a 5th up yet, but the fact that his 4th is fully mining is very important. I would go analyze more why, but basically their main is completely mined out for both players. It's almost gone for Showtime as well. The natural's almost completely gone for HEROMARINE. Remember, HEROMARINE's been dropping mules, so his base is mined out early. His 3rd is also incredibly low on resources. The problem when you drop mules is that your mineral patches mine out quicker, and actually the fact that his 3rd has already lost half of its mineral patches makes me think he may have been dropping his mules on the same patches repeatedly. Indeed, he has. He's got 1,200 minerals on this mineral patch and only 150 there, which means he's been dropping mules on the right side. It's probably a subconscious pattern, but that does hurt his income. It's something where if you can spread your mules across these close patches a bit more evenly, you'll have your patches expire at the same time. You won't be as limited by the fact that you don't have mineral patches for those workers to mine from. Big DT attack on the right while the main army moves over the left. HEROMARINE completely blindsided. He's got to just lift the command center and pull the boys away. But guess what? DT Blink says no. He's going to run in there, go after that planetary fortress. He didn't blink on it. Interestingly, saving the blink to get out of there, I guess, on the retreat. Not a bad way of doing it. The Liberator does take out a couple of those Dark Templar, but 9 SCVs go down. Oh god! He tries to recall, but a few of his balls left sticking out. I was talking about sneaky nuts earlier. That is not what I was intending when I was talking about that. I meant sneaky where your opponent gets caught out by them. Instead, he got a nice little surprise. Liberator in the back gets a bit of damage, but Showtime apparently feels he's just taken too much damage, and I guess we can see it reflected in the supply. Those DTs doing a massive amount there. Showtime not going to go out just yet. All right, guys. Well, we'll see if he's going to be going to Valhalla Shiny and Chrome here on ESL Altitude. We've got HEROMARINE in the top right side. He's he's done some good moves in this series, but that last game, unfortunately for him, didn't quite work out. Showtime fought well. got himself into a good position. I do think he missed the kill opportunity. And I think, you know, it's kind of funny because I would imagine the issue for Showtime is losing track of where he is in the game in a messy game like that last one. It's very hard when you're getting dropped in like 2-3 places like HEROMARINE was doing, and you're losing lots of probes, but you're killing lots of units. So you know your army versus army fights are good, but you're losing workers, but you don't know if it's enough to actually go kill them with a counterattack. And every Protoss player has experienced going across the map and realizing just how much worse their army is when the Terran's defending and like gets a good surround on you or has a good defensive position. You're like, oh man, that's really hard. All right, probe's going to rotate around here. Gets in, sees the double gas opening. And altitude's an interesting map because I do think it's pretty good for Protoss, but I think mobility is pretty key. And let's be real, Showtime hasn't really been playing the most mobile style. He essentially just goes double Oracle every single game with a couple of Adepts. Nice and mobile, and then the moment Stim's done, he's turtling for the next 12 minutes of the game. So I really feel like it's a tough map because your third base gets spread out quite far. Your fourth base is kind of easily snipeable. I really feel this map more than ever comes down to like, if you get a lead and you've got a mobile aggressive force, you can just run away with the game very easily. However, if you're playing more defensive and kind of like just turtley, I think your opponent always has chances to come back. I think in general, mobility is king on a large map like this, and it's something I've seen players neglect time and again. I think ever since the Zealot lost its charge damage, Showtime hasn't been the biggest fan of the Zealot Phoenix charge style. I still think it has a place in the matchup for sure, but I just haven't seen it from him, and he's such a creature of repeatability. Oh, you know what? If memory serves, Showtime was doing the exact same build every game versus Beyond in that Game 5 at Pigfest, right? You got, maybe someone watched it more recently than me in Twitch chat. You can let me know. I feel like Beyond just played a mega greedy build in the final game, and Showtime was just like kind of outnumbered. I think it was game 4 where Showtime could have finished him off. Thanks, Sang and Wolf's Butcher. Have a good night, mate. All right, with the Adept shading on backwards here. So third Adept's on the way. Stargate, hello. Yep, waiting for that. Oh, Phoenix. No, it is going to be Phoenix this time. Okay, interesting. Will we... I mean, this map just is made for Phoenix Charge. I was talking about mobility at the start because I keep dreaming of the day someone will do it. I know a lot of people are like, dude, Pig, you should really talk about what the pro players are doing, not just what you think they should do. You know, they never plays Phoenix Charge. You stop talking about it. Now, don't get me wrong. We might just see 2 gases go down here in the next 30 seconds and just Phoenix Colossus, very popular on this map. But I think it's actually a terrible way to play this map. I think it relies on near perfect execution, and the smallest mistake means you die against good multi-prong from the Terran. We'll see what Showtime has in store for us. Phoenix does heavily get damaged by the Widowmine. Backs off wisely, otherwise the Cyclone would have been able to kill it. 2 more gateways are on the way. We've got 2 Phoenix out, a third one on the way. There's a lot of production for Showtime. Interesting. The Widowmine unburrows and runs away, knowing those Phoenix will be coming in for revenge. They're not able to find it. Cyclone pushes him back. Doesn't really get much damage, though. And then we go, third gas goes down. But wait, no third Nexus and no fourth gas yet. Showtime looks like he's playing super conservative StarCraft. He's expecting something aggressive out of HEROMARINE. I think this is a meta read where he says, on this big map, HEROMARINE doesn't like to play standard games because he feels he falls too far behind. So he's basically, so Showtime is like blind countering that by just going Phoenix 3-gate production. Wow. And I mean, he saw the double gas opening, so it makes sense. He's going to have 3-gate production. He's got 4 Phoenix, a bunch of Stalkers and Adepts. This is a hard counter. This should shut this down, but maybe HEROMARINE can make something of it. HEROMARINE doesn't know what he's about to walk into. He's going to go for that push over there. Oh, nice positioning. Widowmine's not badly placed either. He does drop a few more Marines over there. Oh, here we go. Oh, Phoenix goes in. Looks like the Widowmine does get picked off along with the lifts on the big boy units. Oh, that's a shutdown if I've ever seen one, man. The Phoenix can chase down the medevac now while the Stalkers and the Adepts take care of the siege tank. Indeed, they do. Only 1 Phoenix died, 1 Adept. 1 Phoenix and 1 Adept? For that whole army? No way. Okay, I thought it was good. I didn't realize it was that good. But yeah, he didn't lose any gateway units other than a single Adept, dude. The tank and the Cyclone was still hitting the pylon at the start of that fight. It was always going to be a bad fight, I think, for HEROMARINE. But the fact that he used his lock-on, he did not think Showtime would be ready to fight him. And that really made him pay a big cost. The Phoenix does take a lot of damage, but he doesn't lose it. He really wants that Cyclone. It's like, get back here. And there's just no units. This might just be game. This might just be game, guys. He's going to lift up that Cyclone. Oh, another Cyclone comes down. Does end up losing that Phoenix, but still an amazing set of trades here for Showtime. Behind this, guys, Robo is building an Immortal. He's got a Robo Bay on the way and a third Nexus up front. Wow. Yeah, this is one of those things where you're like, okay, Showtime kind of... HEROMARINE gambled on doing a big attack. Showtime gambled on expecting that attack. If it was more of a standard play for HEROMARINE, the attack never came. Showtime's opening would have been a little suboptimal. But he was like, I'm happy taking that gamble. I think it'll still be playable if the attack doesn't come. But if he does go for the attack, we're going to slap that down. He did it very, very well. Was it good work or was he doing God's work, Pig, or both? I think both, and that's no. Very good cleanup by Showtime, man. Twilight's finishing. Is that second Immortal? Oh me, oh my. Someone wants some tank and Marauder killing power. Very well done. This is a 5 racks 2 base build, so HEROMARINE's essentially just going to bank on pulling the boys. And that's why Charge and these Colossus are going to be a super huge counter to it. Already up at 57 probes is Showtime. Now, Showtime hasn't seen a third command center. He's seen a lot of barracks. So he's probably got a good idea of what's happening. And if I were him, I would not build any more probes. 60 workers is perfect. Fully saturated third. Don't bother with the gases there. And he's only at 5 gates. Don't take a fourth. Okay, he's just building pylons to make sure drops don't sneak by. And I would get 3 more gateways if I was Showtime, but because he's building Phoenix and Colossus nonstop, he can't actually afford to produce off more than 5 gateways. And with the Immortals to counter the siege tanks, he's got a Colossus out now to counter the Marines. Oh yeah, he's in a stellar position. Boys should be getting pulled right now, unless HEROMARINE's going to actually play a slow game. Oh, he's going to try and sneak a double drop around the left. This pylon will come in handy. It's going to give him warning of what's going on. Oh, Showtime saw that army looks a little small. I don't know if he noticed it or not because he only saw the edge of the army, but he may have realized. Forge is on the way for Showtime as well. Plenty of pylons to make sure he does not get supply blocked. Medevacs go past. I think they might have seen the Zealots there. Zealots did not see them though. Medevacs having longer sight vision than Zealots. Here we go. Phoenix coming forward. 6 Phoenix going after the Marine rally. But sees the stem and just says, yeah, I don't want to lose any Phoenix here, man. That siege tank gets sieged up. They're attacking down the right side. There's no 4th base just yet for Showtime. HEROMARINE doing a big 2-base attack. Zealots run in. They're going to take out a few SCVs. Not the end of the world. Basically ends up being a defensive SCV pool. Oh, get out, HEROMARINE. Oh, get out. That's a lot of Phoenix, dude. But he's got 2 medevacs worth of Marines. He can fight this. He can fight this, I believe. Careful, Showtime. Oh, Showtime may be overcommitting here. He loses a few Phoenix, guys. I think 2 Phoenix died there. He does take out some of the Marines, but about, what, 5 Marines for 2 Phoenix. Not necessarily the best trade for Showtime. Tanks are set up in a killer position. Oh, the Phoenix are going to go for the lifts, but the Marines focus firing them down. Very good focus fire from the Marines, but the Immortals are in range. Those Immortals absolutely slay, but oh, he leaves the siege tank alive on red life. Bit of a mistake there for Showtime. I think he probably could have kept fighting, but now the Vikings are a very real problem. 5 Vikings. He's only got 3 Stalkers and a Phoenix to shoot up. The tank army is going to unsiege and start to move back a little bit. HEROMARINE doesn't want to gift a fight in battery range. Double drop goes in towards the main base right now. Going to try and take advantage of Showtime's lack of mobility. Showtime finds himself in a bit of trouble despite the early game being so good. HEROMARINE is all in though. This is not about doing a bit of damage. He needs to kill Showtime here or do massive amounts of worker damage. And oh! Full medevac barely gets out of there. Those Stalkers almost take it out. Showtime's going to pull everything back to the front, put the Phoenix in the dead space to cover that left side. He's going to get ready to maybe jump forwards and deal with this. Pylon sees the Marine. Marine sees the Pylon. Does HEROMARINE do anything about it? Looks like he still wants to just win the fight on the front with the Viking tank Marine. He's only got 3 Marauders now building for the first time, so he's realizing with the Colossus count building, he's going to need something to tank up front. Oh, the tank Viking getting some good shots. The Marines are going to run into the Colossus, though. Oh, no, the Zealot flank annihilating the tanks. The Marines run into the Colossus, and they find out what happens when you are there, when the sun bloody comes over the planet. on some sort of weird alien world on altitude where it only happens once a year, and when it does, it literally burns the entire surface to a crisp. Those Marines basically stared at the sun and they lost that staring contest. They did not have any sunblock on. That was a devastating fight for Showtime. Ties up the series. He's going to game 5. All right, guys, let's go. Game number 5. Showtime with an early scout gets locked inside the base. HEROMARINE in the bottom right side. And Showtime, classic Cybercore into Nexus. He is actually walling off again here. This one may be a little bit harder for the Terran to snipe down, but still very possible. And he's going for the second pylon on the natural to block that little Reaper ledge there. So he's saying, no Reapers walking in. Now, does he save the probe? He does not. Would have needed to recall it, I think, just as it starts getting shot in order to get it out in time. He says, nope, screw that. Gonna save that chrono boost. And I wonder if we see 2 Adepts again. Looks like Stargate, second Adept, and then Warp Gate will be the play. I think he's gonna go second Adept before. Does he chrono it? Second Adept chrono. Yeah, okay, so same as earlier in the series. Game 1, remember, started double Adept chrono, double Oracle, and he had such a good opening, and he's doing what appears to be the same build here. Kind of, I don't know if throwing's the right word. He let that game slip away. I've been trying to not say throw as much because obviously casual viewers, they hear throw a match and they're like, oh, you mean like he purposefully lost? And you're like, no, I mean like he really messed up and let it slip away like an idiot. But yeah, with obviously match fixing controversies and stuff, probably better to not muddy the waters there at all, especially when I know Showtime would. I know his character pretty well. I really don't believe he would ever throw a match. Who knows? If there was like $1 billion, maybe anyone would throw a match. What do you guys think? Do you guys think those pro players would throw a match for $1 billion? Anyone? Or do you think some of them would have too much integrity? Or do you think all of their integrity would come? Like when you get to $1 billion, do you think it would just be like, yeah? I wonder. I kind of feel like guys like Cyril and Showtime still wouldn't. But I don't know, it would be hard. I think some of them are too pure, but some of them definitely would give in for that. Obviously, $1 billion is ridiculous. The amount of good you could do with $1 billion, it'd be so easy to justify as well. Obviously, I don't know why I'm stirring up this discussion. I just think that's a funny theoretical, because I'm like, if I was a pro sports person and say you're making, $100,000 a year or $1 million a year, and it's like $1 billion. It's like, I think it's obviously way more tempting if you're crazy poor. But anyways, let's talk about the game. Phoenix, Oracle, Adepts. There's actually, I've noticed a lot of people recently are like convinced there's match fixing in like every tournament I cast, and I'm like, you guys are definitely wrong. People generally who bet on any sporting match believe there's a lot more match fixing than there is in just about anything, is my experience. On the other hand, there definitely are some dirtier sports out there. Boxing. And MMA decisions and stuff like that are pretty dodgy, in my opinion. But anyways, 3 racks coming up really quickly. It's been scouted, so he's going to need to beeline towards Colossus. Showtime's got the Robo there about halfway done. And we'll see if the Robo Bay can come up soon as well. Third Nexus is coming up in the triangular position. 2 Phoenix going to just try and pick off an Oracle. Ah, you don't want to lose a Phoenix for that, dude. Almost loses it, but it does survive for now. Might not be too costly. Double medevac production coming in as this depot finishes. He's going to start pushing out. The Oracle's with kind of some random stasis trap placement out on these weird angles. No battery at the front just yet. I like this. Battery there. He's got these kind of fallback points. He's going to build an observer first and foremost. I do like that. A little bit light on the observers in some of these previous games. Luckily, the Cyclone locks onto the Adept. No, you! Oh my god, he just wasted 3 force fields and he still doesn't kill the Cyclone. Showtime. Not like this, bro. Not like this. Oh, it's the dumbest way to lose a game. Oh no, he loses all of his sentries. The battery's going to go down. Oh man, that was so bad. He just got, he clicked with his important thing, as Parting would say. Oh my god. He should not have been force fielding at all. Just cop losing the Adept, damage the Cyclone, and save those force fields. It's not the end of the world, I guess. He lost 2 sentries and an Adept or 2, but definitely the pylon, the battery going down as well, slowing down his ability to get over to that third base. Showtime going to be unhappy with that. With the double drop coming through that top side. Observer goes out. Does he see how small this army he does? He's got to realize immediately the Phoenix should be moving north, as should the ground units. Showtime doesn't seem to realize. Now he does a little bit too late. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, that's 16 Marines with stim inside your main base. They got shields as well. Oh, man. This is massive for HEROMARINE. If he just hold positions those Marines, and he does, he gets 11 probes. And I don't think there's enough Phoenix to really shoot these medevacs down. He did waste boost, though, which is an issue. The Marines are going to try and focus down the Phoenix so they can pick up and leave. And he does save a full medevac worth of Marines. Oh, Showtime was so close to making the comeback, but now it looks like that slippery slope we've seen so many times in PvT. Feels like HEROMARINE here will not be perturbed. He says, okay, I may have let 2 games slip by, but I'm not going to let the third one. I was up 2-0. I started this series that way, and I'm going to finish it decisively. Supply is still actually okay for Showtime. It's just that his work account sucks. HEROMARINE has to be careful to not throw away too many more units, or the counterattack could be vicious. He's got a 3rd command center, only now starting, actually. So yeah, even though I think it's a great position for HEROMARINE, it's not game over since his 3rd is so very late. It was a super committed 2-base push. Phoenix do find the double drop going in for round 2. He's going to stim it on the ground at the same time, no doubt. Can he get as much value with this one? Ideally, he snipes the Phoenix and then just leaves. Oh, can he get him? 1 Phoenix goes down, another one barely survives, but the gateway units actually get up there, and he's not capitalizing on the ground at the same time. Another Phoenix goes down, and another, but he loses so many Marines to do that. I don't think that was that effective. Army stims in on the front, the Cyclone goes down. Oh, Prism pickup saved the units. Widow Mines go boom boom! 13 more probes go down! HEROMARINE is trading a lot of army for economy, though. And I tell you, if you keep doing that, even Showtime, even the guy who I always criticize his killer instinct, I always criticize his unwillingness to counterattack across the map when he takes a good fight like this, even he will be forced to counterattack. If you keep throwing army away for economy damage, every pro player has a fundamental understanding of if you damage my economy enough, but you throw away enough army to do it, I basically don't have a choice. I have to counterattack to take advantage of that. Doesn't matter what I wanted to do in the game, you're going to force my hand. So I like that HEROMARINE's pulling back now, and he's kind of like, okay, let's not overcommit. Let's take the 3rd. He's even building a bunker to help shore up his defenses. He's like, yeah, you might counterattack. I've got to get that 2nd starport pumping and go from there. And to me, I think we're going to be seeing a 3-base 1-1 big timing attack from HEROMARINE. The reason I think that is that 2nd starport so early, and I wonder, does he take gases on this 3rd? He's basically just pumping Vikings. I don't see an armory, a 2nd engineering bay, a 4th command center. To me, it feels like he's just going to do nothing but make bio Viking tank for the next 2 minutes. I think he'll probably push about 10 minutes 30 is where he wants to be fighting, and he wants to be killing Showtime. Showtime is in an arms race to get charge, to help him on the ground. He's adding a 5th, 6th, 7th gateway. He's got 2 robos. He's gone 3 Colossus. I desperately want to see him invest now in disruptors. And there you go. You can see he's starting them up. Warp Prism is up on the top of the map. Interesting that he's keeping that there. I guess there's a little bit of a spotting unit. Showtime's control groups. For those who don't know, Showtime is one of the few top pro players to use the core advanced hotkey setup. And that's why you can see he's got way more control groups that he utilizes than most players. He's got a Colossus in his natural on 1, his main army on 2, a Disruptor on 3, Nexi with his Forge and Twilight Councilors upgrade structures on 4, Gateways on 6, Prism on 7, Phoenix on 8, Observer on 9, Robos and Stargates on 10. He uses so many control groups, it's wild, and that's why he's so good at splitting his army up. But some would say that he doesn't have the same raw, just hand-eye coordination and speed as someone like Hero. Lots of Disruptors here, Colossus, Stalkers. HEROMARINE, on the other hand, almost all of his control groups are just the exact same thing duplicated. It's his command centers. Man, those Vikings! Oh, they get 1 Colossus. Nice move for HEROMARINE. This is such a big push, guys. He needs to get the damage done. There's no upgrades finished just yet. No charge, no +1. Showtime needs to just hang on and buy time. He doesn't want to lose this 3rd base, though, of course. 2-base versus 2-base would really suck for Showtime. Defending this economy advantage is vital. He's already lost 7 probes. Looks like the Widowmine fires, takes out some of his zealots as well. No counterattacks, no run-bys. It is all front on, and that is 11 Vikings. Okay, in this scenario, I actually think Showtime, he might just want to leave his Colossus behind. Just don't even bring your Colossus forward. Yeah, that's the way you want to do this. Until HEROMARINE really forces you to bring them forward, keep your Colossus in the back. Try to just fight with your Disruptors. Oh, Zealots came in for a flank from behind. He's going to try to go for it. I don't know if it's really synced up that well. Oh, there was a huge Disruptor that landed. Another one's going forward. forcing the spready. The Colossus are going to fall, though. He's still got one Disruptor shot to try and hold back the Marauders from chasing him. The Vikings land. The Disruptor does retarget on that. But oh, no. Showtime's losing all of his Disruptors. A Zealot warp in comes in. It might just barely save the day. The Zealots will be able to hold this off right now, but HEROMARINE way ahead in supply. Showtime is in the doo-doo right now. He is deep in the doo-doo. Disruptor does go down on that base. The Bio here getting some big damage with another big Disruptor snipe. Oh man, I feel like that fight was so close. Imagine if Showtime did not miss that double drop in his main earlier. If he was a little bit quicker to catch that, or if he didn't spam those force fields, I think is actually the bigger mistake, right? The force fields for the Cyclone was a much bigger mistake. If he was able to defend that third battery earlier on, I think all that other damage wouldn't have happened. This would be an easy game. As it is, he's got a fourth. He's got Disruptors. The dream is alive. But you know what ends Protoss players' dreams? Doom drops. Picks up those, goes to the other side. The two Zealots run in, HEROMARINE's on top of it, and the triple drop in the main. Oh, no recall energy, but quick movement. Actually, great map awareness. Showtime just realizing there's a good chance you might drop my main right now, and he does deal with it. Only loses 2 probes. Showtime, very well handled. He's going to have to leave a few units in the main for future run-bys of that, but right now, HEROMARINE doesn't know that there's a 4th base at the front. He thinks he's taking a 4th versus a 3-base Protoss. And don't get me wrong, HEROMARINE is way ahead on economy. He's up 6 workers, and when you've got mules dropping, that equals a massive economy advantage. We'll show you guys in the numbers there. 700 minerals a minute, and a couple hundred extra gas as well. Rare to see Terran mining more gas than Protoss. Up to 8 barracks behind this. 2-2 upgrades are on the way. Showtime is going for +2 attack, but he doesn't have any armor upgrades, so his Zealots are going to crumble to those +2 Marines and Marauders. Guardian Shield could help him out a little, but he doesn't have a single sentry on the map. Zealot drop's going to go in and hit the natural. That's going to be a good move for keeping his opponent home, buying himself some time. But with a double drop coming down this left side, HEROMARINE... Wait, is he going to just show his army to that pylon? Oh no, he's hiding it. Okay. Interesting. Picks off a pylon and then runs away, no doubt. HEROMARINE, what are we doing, buddy? It's a kind of crazy move to be hanging out here with this. I guess he knows there's no Phoenix on this map anymore. And the Disruptor shots trying to scout here. Showtime looks so nervous with those Disruptor shots. He's only got 4 Disruptors as well, man. Up on 5 gas. This gas not properly mining. He never retook this gas up here after that got sniped. Observer does see the army running in. Great observer vision for Showtime. The Zealot drop comes in. He sees the army on the map. That prompts him to do this Zealot drop. But plenty of bio, so he picks up and leaves. Great play there by Showtime. 3 SCVs and a big stim and distraction, but essentially for free. Oh! HEROMARINE barely takes down the Disruptor before it fires, but oh god, his tanks are in the open, and those Stalkers, one more blink is going to be available pretty soon. I think the bio needs to stim one more time. Get out of there, HEROMARINE. HEROMARINE, run! Double drop in the back of the natural. He says, okay, you're going to chase me down in the middle of the map. I will ambush you at home. Recall, snap, goes down. Showtime needs to focus those medevacs with those Stalkers. HEROMARINE is the one doing the focus fire by the looks of it. He's going to take out all the Stalkers, which means he can pick up and leave. Oh no, he can pick up and leave. Oh, even a few probes going down. Zealots in the main doing a little bit of damage, but on the other side of the map, oh my god, his whole army just died. He's only got a few Stalkers and Disruptors left. He recalled some of the units, but the units that got left behind got jumped on by HEROMARINE. HEROMARINE, seeing the recall, said, well, that's most of your army. Let's pick up the dregs that are left on my side of the map. Zealots coming in right now. HEROMARINE coming in for the Nexus Snipe. Battery overcharge, trying to heal that Nexus as hard as it can. Zealot, Stalker, Disruptor trying to hold on. DTs might be necessary. Something to distract HEROMARINE and keep it busy. This Zealot drop is doing the Lord's work right now. Oh, the Protoss Lords, that is, whatever their Lord is. I don't know. Technically, their lord, their creator, is actually the evil guy, isn't it? I was going to say Archimond. I've forgotten his name. He was pretty forgettable. Amon, Archimond 2.0. Let's be real. Exact same storyline as Warcraft 3. Amon. Anyways, Bio Army's so much bigger, so much better upgraded. 2-2 versus +2. +3 attack is almost finished. The Zealot drop goes back in again. Showtime is fighting for his life right now. The Nexus goes down on the top side of the map. The Disruptor's trying to zone out this army. The Zealots are doing some damage, but some damage is not enough. The new Warp Prism hopefully does survive, and indeed it does. But the Doom drop rotate into the main, and HEROMARINE will not be perturbed. He will not be stopped. He is going to dive that main base and get a bunch more damage, trying to force these Stalkers and units in. He's going to attack the front at the same time, trying to defend with nothing but Disruptors and a single cannon that instantly fell. Showtime does not have the numbers, and HEROMARINE taking out game number 5 in splendid fashion. GG, well played.